We're on our way to Portland right now. Thought this would be a great time for us to share some developments that we have going on. We've been working at creating a statement, a simple statement that accurately describes what it is that a hardiness approach does for you. And we believe that we've got at least the beginning of a statement, and it can be developed a little bit further. We want some feedback on the statement, so we want to share it with you, and you let us know what you think. Does this make sense? Is it something you can understand? Does it entice you to want to learn more about hardiness approach? So the statement, and this is off the top of my head. We have it written down and don't have it with us, so we're trying to do this from memory. The extra weight you carry around your midsection is a result of processed food disease, and you can cure it by eating real food. That's it. So the question then that would be first on our minds, and probably first on your mind, what is processed food disease?
I can answer that. Let me just get around this car. Processed food disease has to do with eating processed food. If you remember all the times that I've talked to you about your insulin and how it becomes resistant and because of too many carbohydrates, and it causes leptin to also become resistant, causing all of the fat, the sugar, to be turned into fat, and it gets turned into fat in the midsection around your belly. Why does it do that? I remember why it does that. It goes to that section because that's the first section that loses weight when we work at losing weight, because it's there for instant energy. You're going to run, it's going to give it to you. You're going to climb a mountain, it's going to give it to you right from the belly. You sit around and don't do anything, it's just going to collect and collect and collect.
So are you saying that we need to exercise more?
We need to exercise more. And we need to eat food that will not put more fat into those cells. So, processed food disease has a great deal to do with metabolic disease.
What's metabolic disease?
So processed food disease has a great deal to do with metabolic disease.
Okay, wait. What's metabolic disease?
Well, your metabolism is everything that you do inside. So we have our hair and our breathing and our eating and our walking and my moving my arm and my driving and me seeing and all of those things that are the functions, the structures of our body. And then we have the functions where we have the heart that beats and digests and do all of that. Those are all our metabolism. Well, processed food is made our metabolism sick, or metabolic syndrome, metabolic diseases.
So you're saying metabolic diseases. What are some of those diseases?
Diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, osteoporosis, arthritis.
Wait. Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's is being called the third diabetes 3 because of the amount of sugar that is up in the brain. It's destroying the cells that are up there. I know, but there is now research to back that up.
Wow.
So, put all that together, and we're calling it processed food disease. Dr. Robert Lustig said that the other name for diabetes is processed food disease because we need to realize that that is what is causing the disease.
Now, processed food disease is a really big name. Do you have an abbreviation for that?
Well, I think you could call it PFD, processed food disease. So we could talk about PFD and what it causes. One of the best things that we can do then is to be able to eat real food. And by eating real food, we eliminate the processed food. It's not an option in our lives anymore. It's become a poison in our society. And it's no longer something that we can just say, well, I'm just going to eat this though. It'll be okay. Because it's not okay. It's not okay for our grandmas. It's not okay for us. It's not okay for our children. It's not okay for our children's children. It's not okay for our babies. It's not okay.
You caused me to have another question. What's the difference between processed food and real food?
Processed food has a lot of additives. Now let me make a clarification here. I take my real food and I process it, meaning I grind it up, I cook it, I do something that makes it edible. Processing your food in that way is fine. Almost all processed food that you purchase is refined. They have taken out the nutrients out of the wheat. They have taken the nutrients out of the rice. They've taken the nutrients out of the pasta. Processed food is full of additives and preservatives so that it stays long on the shelf. It's with GMO food, which is not organic, so it's been cooked with pesticides. Your beef and your chicken are raised usually in captivity. Any meat that you buy in the store, unless it says grass-fed or some special thing on their package that you truly have to research, is made by giving them corn and soy, and that makes you have huge amounts of omega-6, which causes inflammation, which causes heart disease. There's so many things that I could go into with it. I'm not going to right now, but that's...
Can you say then that you can process real food, but you're not refining it?
Correct.
So really, a better term would be refined food, but it's typically it's a noun that describes a lot that happens in the industry to create food that is easier to sell.
Correct.
Because it stays on the shelf longer.
Correct.
Because it's more appealing to people who want something that has those additives in it that make it addictive.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see the difference between processed food and refined food, but I see how that term is used.
So let me use the statement again. Hardiness approach is teaching about and educating about the abdominal fat that we have around our midsection is being caused by processed food disease and is treatable by eating real food and eliminating refined and processed food.
Now, we see we see a lot of people who have a large amount of abdominal girth and extra that's there. There are also people who have a little bit. Is that little bit still a problem that's around their middles?
Yes, 40% of the people with metabolic syndrome are thin, but they still have abdominal fat around their middle. I work really hard to keep it off, and it's the very first place that goes on, the very first place. And it comes off there first, too.
If a person doesn't treat their processed food disease, what's going to happen?
Well, slowly they're going to develop all of these diseases: diabetes, heart disease, the arthritis, the
Dementia.
And you're going to have your back pain from your abdominal, and your life will be cut short. And while you're living your life, you're going to be where you can hardly move. move. And it's really sad. And I know people that have that don't want that.
This is a tough question. I'll understand if you can't answer it. Could you suggest, even claim, that many of the medical ailments that people are suffering with, such as migraines and fatigue, and could you say that that's related to processed food disease?
Yes. Yes. What I didn't realize for so many years is that there was a connection between food and our illnesses. I thought, well, that's just what quacks say. And now,
Quack, quack, quack.
And now I realize that it makes complete sense. Whatever food we put into our body, that's the way our body functions. That's the way it processes our life. That's the way that it knows how to move and how to grow and how not to grow, is by what we put in it. So yeah, food has everything to do with the illnesses that are in our body. Now, you're going to have your fluke diseases, absolutely. You're going to have
there's bacteria, there's virus, there's a lot that goes on. There's injury.
And I didn't mention cancer and all this, but many of the cancers are caused by this also. So, and it's not just me. Just get online and go start researching it. I mean, it is not just me.
So there's our statement. Please give us some feedback. There are some questions and answers. Obviously, we're just scratching the surface here. If you have questions about this, shoot them our way. We'd definitely love to have a conversation about it. Whether it's on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, on our web page, we can carry on a conversation. Our objective with what we're doing is to provide information about processed food disease and what can be done to cure yourself, to be healthier as a result of what you're doing. We do plan to have available books, both ebook and printed. We're also going to have a multi-week class, group session kind of thing. If you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, it's along those lines. The intent is to increase your understanding of what's going on and how to fix it, and to encourage you through that process. Those are the items that we're going to be selling. Otherwise, the information, all of it, we're not holding anything back. We're not just telling you a little bit and for the rest you can pay. We're going to be providing all of it. But as far as coaching and giving you an opportunity to overcome the natural inclinations that are there, that's what we're going to have the class for, because we see the value of it. We've seen that happen for others. So we're going to be including that. But in the meantime, give us your questions, give us your feedback. You're going to be seeing a new look and layout and emphasis on our website. We're excited to get that in place. That's in the works. It's going to be a while till it's out. But we want to help you make a difference. We want to help you overcome what is afflicting most people. If you look around, most people are having those symptoms of the extra middle.
So today, I would like you to go into your kitchen and start looking at the processed food that you have in there, and get the courage to eliminate 5 items from your kitchen that do not belong there anymore. And
you can start with little items that you hardly ever use. That's fine, but pick 5.
And I will start. I'm going to China in 2 days. I'm going to try to record some things so that he can show them while I'm gone. But I want you to understand a little bit more about what it is that you need to eliminate and why. It's been a major process for us to learn this over the last 9 years, and we learn more and more. But in the fats that we eat and in the sugars that we've eliminated, so you're not going to know everything to eliminate right